Hello everybody, I'm trying to work out how to fly on my own. So I've got these wings and I think it'll probably work this time. So here goes. It's still not working. I'll just have to try something else. I'm just falling! I don't know why these didn't work. Maybe you can help me later. I'll see you in a minute. Hello everyone. Today's lesson is going to be all about flying. So I've put together a little jazz band and I'm going to play you some music, and then a bit later on we're all going to have a go at doing some flying ourselves. So the piece I'm going to play today is called Come Fly With Me, and it was written specifically for Frank Sinatra and released on this album here in 1958. And it became one of Frank Sinatra's most popular songs of all time. So in the music you will hear a rhythm section. The rhythm section is made up of the bass guitar, the piano and some drums, and they provide the energy for the band. So the bass will be playing a walking bass, the piano will be playing some short rhythmic chords which provide the harmony and a lot of energy, and the drums will be keeping the rhythm going with a swing feel. You can join in with the drums and click or clap on beats 2 and 4, which are the main beats in this style of music. And if you want to find out a bit more about how to do that, then check out the Fly Me to the Moon video. The rest of the band is going to feature a selection of woodwind instruments. So I'm going to be playing the saxophone, which is this one here. I'm going to be playing the clarinet, which is this one. And I'm also going to be playing a bit of flute, which is this one. Now these are all called woodwind instruments because they need wind or air to make them work. You have to blow into them or across them, and they are traditionally made of wood, although these days flutes are made of metal and saxophones are also made of metal, but they are still woodwind instruments. There are 2 ways of making the sound on a woodwind instrument, and both of them involve blowing air across a sharp edge. So on a flute, you have to blow across the hole at the top there, and that splits the air to make the sound a bit like this. And then you move your fingers to change the pitch of the sound. The other way that woodwind instruments make their sound is by using reeds. So this is a clarinet reed. It's very small, and you attach that to the top of the clarinet, and then when you blow across that, the air splits across the reed and makes the reed vibrate really fast, and that produces the sound. And same thing, you wiggle your fingers to change the pitch. In this piece, the saxophone will be playing the tune or the melody, and because it's a bit of jazz, the saxophone will play the tune as you might recognise it, and then there's a bit of improvising, which just means that I make it up as I go along and play a little solo, and then I go back to playing the tune to finish off. So this is Come Fly With Me. I hope you like it. Now we're going to try and do a bit of flying. For hundreds of years, people have been trying to work out how to fly on their own, and some of the ideas have been really good, and some of the ideas have been really terrible. One of the most important people in the development of flight was a bloke called Leonardo da Vinci, and he was born a long time ago in 1452. Now, he is quite an amazing man. He didn't have any formal lessons or teaching, but he is considered to be one of the most talented people ever to live. He had an amazing imagination and curiosity and lots of perseverance, which is why he was so good at what he did. You might know him more for his painting, with the Mona Lisa being his most famous work, but he also came up with the idea of flying machines, which is what we're going to look at today. One of his ideas was called the ornithopter, which is a bit like a bird flapping its wings. Another idea he had was the aerial screw, which is a bit like a modern day helicopter, and he is thought to have been the inventor of the helicopter. And he also had the idea of parachutes. Even today, people are still trying to come up with new ideas for how to fly. What I would like you to do today is to use your imagination and try and invent your own flying machine. Have a look at some of Da Vinci's ideas, and I'll give you a few other examples, but it would be really good if you could use your imagination, like Da Vinci, to come up with your own flying machines. As a starting point, you could try and invent your own paper plane. So here's a little example for you. Fold the paper in half lengthways and put a crease there, and then open it back up again. Then fold the top right hand corner into the middle on the crease. Then fold the top left hand corner into the middle crease as well. Then you need to fold the top point down so it meets the same line as the rest of the folds. This next bit's a bit tricky. You need to take the sloping edge and then fold it over so it's straight down the vertical centre line, and then put a crease along that, and then do the same on the other side. Take the sloping edge and make it go down the vertical centre line, and then make a crease. And then fold the whole aeroplane in half along the original crease and just go over the creases again to make sure they're there. And then we'll make the wings by folding the plane back on itself so the wings stick out. Try experimenting with having bigger wings or smaller wings to see if that affects the way it flies. You could also see the difference between using an A4 piece of paper or a smaller A5 piece of paper to see which one flies better. Once you've done all that, you can colour your plane in or decorate it with any shapes or symbols that you like, and then it's ready to test it. Here's an example of a parachute we tried to make using a tea towel and a paper cone to carry some toys. Are there any materials that would work better than a tea towel though? To challenge yourself a bit further, try and make something that can fly for at least 5 seconds. It doesn't sound like very long, but it is quite a long time to stay in the air. You could also try making a flying machine that has 2 different materials in it. And the hardest challenge of all would be to try and make a flying machine that can carry one of your toys along with it. So good luck, and send in any pictures of your inventions. I'd love to see them. I'm off to try and do a bit more flying myself. Bye! It's working, everybody! I've got a flying machine! See you next time!